Now this is a sequel. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is releasing in February 2025, and it is everything that we, as Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 fans, want in a sequel. BioWare, take note. In my last video, I spoke about why Dragon Age Origins fans find it so difficult to get excited about Dragon Age the Veilguard. That of course being because we never got our Dragon Age Origins sequel. Well, Warhorse Studios is not making the same mistake. They recently released a 25-minute gameplay reveal trailer, and it absolutely shows the difference in approach that Warhorse has with their sequel. Every second of that trailer just screams that they know, understand, and appreciate their community. They start the trailer off by showing off a quest that seems pretty mundane to start with, but it's actually quite humorous, and it's exactly the kind of thing that you would expect in the Kingdom Come games. It shows how much Warhorse understands their community, because even though both these games are set in very dark times, the first game really had excellent humor and moments of levity that really made the game shine. And it seems like they are continuing this in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and starting off the gameplay showcase like that really drives that home. Then there's the reactivity of the world. In the trailer, they showed quite a few examples of how the people in the world reacts to Henry, how the quest design is made in such a way that the choices that Henry will make will reflect throughout the playthrough. These are things that were phenomenal in the first game, and again, it's just improved in this game if this trailer is anything to go by. The way you look, the way you smell, the way you talk, everything you do in this world will have a consequence. And I think they did an excellent job in this trailer to highlight that. There's even a little snippet where they show kind of an evil gameplay style that you can go into. And it seems like there really is nothing that is off limits in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Iron tools!
Did you forget your clothes somewhere?
Aye, at your mother's place when I was shagging her.
They also highlighted some quest design, everything that you would expect, how you can interact with NPCs through conversations and resolve quests that way. They didn't go too deep into that, but you can see all the dialogue options that were there. And you could extrapolate from that there are many options that you will have to resolve quests in various ways. Next up, they showed off some stealth gameplay. This was probably the highlight of the whole trailer for me. How much the stealth system has improved. You now have an indicator that will show you when you are about to be detected. You have multiple ways of distracting enemies. It looked just overall much better than it did in the first game. Now, granted, I quite liked the stealth in the first game. I didn't have too much of a problem with it, but this seems like a big improvement, and I'm really looking forward to doing a proper thief, stealthy playthrough. One thing I am very curious about is how they're going to handle the combat in KCD 2. It looks basically the same from the first game, only a lot more fluid. But one of the things about the first game's combat is you, the player, and Henry, the character, had to learn how to do the combat. And that was both the best part of the game, in my opinion, but also the reason why I think a lot of people stepped off the game, because they didn't quite grasp what the game was trying to show them, which was that you needed to live the life of Henry the peasant. And if you were really living the life of Henry the peasant, and you wanted to learn how to sword fight, you had to learn how to sword fight. You would need to practice over and over and over. And that was just not Henry the peasant, that was also you, the player. Together, the two of you would have gotten better. So you had to kind of change your mindset about how you look at the game. Like, that you are not this superhero who could just do anything from the start, as you are in most games. In KCD 1, you were nothing and no one, and you had to learn to do all these things. So I'm curious how they're going to replicate that in the second game, where it still feels like you're making progress from where you were, but you didn't lose everything you learned in the first game. I also really love the new additions to the combat, especially your ranged options. So you basically have a firearm of some sort, and you also have a crossbow now. And these look to be really interesting additions to the game. The whole trailer ends off where Henry has this battle with a few guys, kills them all, and rescues a guy who's now going to join him as a companion. And that whole final conversation is so well written and so humorous. It was fantastic. And the whole trailer just gave me goosebumps. Now, throughout this video, you may have noticed a reoccurring theme, and that is that KCD 2 appears to be everything the first game was, only better. The same, but better. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do a sequel. Just looking at the trailer, me as a mouse and keyboard player, I can already feel how the game is going to feel under my fingertips. I can already imagine myself getting immersed in that world. And that is what a sequel should be. The same, familiar, but better. So, thank you, Warhorse. Thank you for understanding your community. Thank you for respecting those who bought the first game, fell in love with the first game, and thank you for giving us the sequel that we want. Now again, the game hasn't released yet, so we shouldn't get too hyped, but so far, all looks to be good. And if the game is everything it seems to be, then Warhorse would have absolutely nailed it, and they would have showed all other developers how it should be done. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you fall into the Kingdom Come series. It's a fantastic series. If you haven't played it yet, you're missing out. Cheers. See you in the next one.